The night Emily Carter disappeared, the police thought it was just another missing person case. But 48 hours later, they found her phone still recorded buried under 6 feet of fresh soil. And what they heard on that recording was something no one was prepared for. It was October 17, 2018. Cold winds swept through the quiet suburban town of Black Ridge, Ohio. The kind of place where nothing ever happens, where doors stay unlocked and neighbors know each other by name. Emily Carter, 26 years old, worked as a nurse. Sweet, quiet, and known for helping everyone. No enemies, no drama. At least that's what everyone believed. That night, Emily left her shift at exactly Manuela. CCTV footage showed her walking toward the parking lot, texting someone smiling. That was the last time anyone saw her away. At 11:47, her mother received a strange message from Emily's phone. I think I made a mistake. No context. No explanation. Just that one word. Her mother tried calling back immediately, but the phone was switched off. Next morning, her car was found parked on the side of an empty road, about 12 miles away from the hospital. Ivor's door was slightly open. Teeth failing me admission. Emily was gone. Police arrived within minutes. No signs of struggle. No blood. Nothing stolen. It was too plain. Almost staged. Detective Mark Reynolds, a veteran with 18 years of experience, took the case. And from the moment he stepped out of his car, something felt off. He later said, "It didn't feel like the disappearance, it felt like someone wanted us to find it." And came the first twist. When they checked Emily's scroll logs, there was already a number she had been talking to for the past 2 weeks. Every night. Long calls. Sometimes hours. The number was saved, and when they tried to trace it, it didn't exist. No owner. No registration. Like a ghost number. Detective Reynolds decided to dig deeper. He pulled passive cameras from the road where her car was found at 10:03 PM. A black SUV was seen stopping behind Emily's car. No license plate visible. No clear faces, just shadows moving. And then, at exactly 10:07 PM, yesterday drove away, alone. Reynolds immediately ordered a full digital sweep of Emily's life calls, messages, emails, social media, everything. At first, nothing unusual showed up, until one young tech analyst noticed something strange. Emily had been using a hidden app, not on her home screen, not in her app list. It was buried deep inside her phone system files, an encrypted messaging platform. No name, no logo, just a black screen with a single symbol, a white circle with a line through it. When they finally managed to unlock it, they found weeks of conversations, all between Emily and someone saved as a known player. The messages didn't look normal. They weren't conversations. They were instructions. Day 1, go to a public place. Sit alone. Don't use your phone for 1 hour. Day 3, follow a stranger for 10 minutes. Don't let them see you. Day 5, leave your house at 2 a.m. Walk 3 blocks. Return without looking back. Reynolds felt a chill run down his spine. This was just creepy. This was psychological control. Step by step, whoever unknown player had been testing her, pushing her limits, seeing how far she would go. Then came the final task. Day 14. Tonight is the last level. If you win, you disappear forever. If you lose, you don't exist anymore. Below that message, Emily had replied, "What do you mean disappear?" And the response came instantly. "Trust me, it's just a game." Reynolds slammed the desk, because now it made sense. The call logs. The secret number. The late-night movements. Emily was being followed. She was being guided. But the biggest question still remained. Who was behind it? The cyber team traced the app server. After hours of work, they got a hit. A remote server bouncing signals across multiple countries. Russia, Romania, Brazil. But the original source came back to a small, abandoned warehouse right there in Black Ridge, just 6 miles from Emily's house. At night, Reynolds assembled a team. No sirens, no lights. He approached the warehouse quietly. The building looked dead. Broken windows, rusted doors. But inside, there was light. As they entered, he found something disturbing. Multiple screens, dozens of them, all showing different people, different locations, different lives. Some were sleeping, some were walking alone. Some were crying, and under each screen, here was a label. Player 12, Player 27, Player 34. Reynolds' heart dropped when he saw one screen in the center. Frozen footage, Emily, and below it, written in red, Player 18F, INA, LLEV, ELFAILED. Suddenly, a sound, a slow clap, echoing through the dark warehouse. Reynolds turned. Man stepped out from the shadows. Calm, smiling. Like he had been waiting. He looked directly at Reynolds and said, "You're late. Detective, she almost won." Gunshots weren't fired. No one moved, because something about this man was completely wrong. Too calm, too controlled. Reynolds raised his gun and shouted, "Who are you?" The man tilted his head slightly and smiled wider. Then he said something that made everyone freeze. "I don't play the game, detective. I create it." The man stood there calm, almost amused. "I don't play the game. Detective, I create it." Detective Reynolds didn't hesitate this time. "Hands up now." Officers surrounded him, guns locked, fingers ready. But the man didn't resist. He slowly raised his hands, smiling like he had already won. They took him into custody. No struggle, no fear, no questions. Just that same unsettling smile. At the station, interrogation began immediately. Name? Daniel Cross. Age? 32. Occupation? He paused, then softly said, "Observer." Reynolds leaned forward. At the act, "Where's Emily Carter?" Daniel looked him straight in the eyes, and for the first time, his smile faded. "Emily," he whispered. "She was different." Reynolds slammed the table. "WHERE? ISSHE. Silence. And Daniel spoke again. "Come, code." She made it further than anyone else. The room went still. Daniel explained everything. The game was random. He targeted specific people. Lonely, curious, emotionally vulnerable. People who felt invisible. He would contact them through hidden forums, encrypted platforms slowly pulling them in. At first, harmless tasks, then riskier ones. Each step designed to break fear, to remove hesitation, to build obedience. "They think they're in control," Daniel said softly, "but every choice they make is mine." Reynolds felt anger rising. "You kidnapped her." Daniel shook his head. "No, she walked to me." That night, Emily completed every task. She followed every instruction until the final level. Daniel finally revealed what happened in those missing 3 seconds of the recording. The part that cut out. Part no one heard. He leaned in and said, "I gave her a choice. 2 options. Walk away and forget the game ever existed. Or take one final step." Reynolds' voice dropped. "What step?" Daniel smiled again. But this time, it was darker. To prove she wasn't afraid anymore. She had to bury herself. The room froze. Daniel explained. He made her dig the grave, made her place the phone, set the recording, and then he told her, "If you can stay inside for 30 minutes, I'll let you live." Reynolds whispered, "And if she cowed?" Daniel's eyes went empty. "Then she loses the game." Silence filled the room, heavy, suffocating. Reynolds clenched his fists. "You're lying. We didn't find a body." Daniel slowly leaned back and said the most terrifying line of all. You didn't dig deep enough. At night, police returned to the site. Same location, same cold wind, same silence. They dug. 1 foot, 3 feet, 5 feet. At 6 feet, they found it. Emily Carter, hurled up, fingernails broken, air packed into her throat. But the most haunting part, her face. Not frozen in terror, not in pain, but in something far worse. A faint broken smile, like she still believed he was about to win. Daniel Cross was sentenced to life imprisonment. No parole, no outside contact. But before he was taken away, he said one last thing to Detective Reynolds. There are more players, Detective, and some of them are still playing. Weeks later, the warehouse servers were wiped clean. All data gone. All identities erased, except for one file. Recovered, corrupted but readable. A list of active users. And at the very bottom, a new entry. Layer 19GI, MESTARTED. No name, no face. Just one message sent from the system. Welcome back.